Yeah.
Things like that.
So, when I was around 6 or so, my brother got Final Fantasy 1 from a friend of his, and I remember he
This
didn't
fucking time speed up buttons.
He didn't understand the concept of leveling up because all we had was like Mario and shit like that. So he just went after Garland and then died and then restarted and did it again and again and again until we had a babysitter that was like, dude, you're doing this all wrong. You just gotta walk around and fight shit. And then we were introduced into the world of Final Fantasy and role-playing games in general. And it was fantastic. I know, it's a great story.
Sorry, your
I
story
just like
kind of
the
sucked.
hallway made
It's
out of
the,
books. I think that's cool. Oh, and there's an enemy at the end of it. That's cool.
Oh, shit. I didn't know.
They left. They're
Yeah.
like, whoa, I'm so not into this weird firework boy. Firework boys.
Firework boy. One thing we were missing, we should be seeing it coming up soon, is that all of these little gem collection things actually do add up to something.
Yeah.
When you collect,
Well, you're about to get 100, you get an extra life, right?
no, when you get 100 of them, you get, when you get 100 of them, you get something called a silver plate, and then you get a gold plate later. And I think they're just armor.
You collect 100 of them, you get a life.
You already made that joke.
No, I'm saying you get a.
Okay, do me a favor. Press the center button.
Nah. Oh, so, to my story before.
Fucking.
Nah.
So the story before, it's,
I actually missed all of this.
this has become a huge
What's that?
series.
Hey, oh, what's
What?
on the clipboard?
Oh,
I was gonna do my taxes.
I can go
No,
back.
no wonder I'm being audited. My tax forms fell behind my fucking bookcase. Been climbing all over that looking for it.
Here's a clipboard with the kingdom's foreign policy behind this mountainous fort of children's books. And a bottle of beer, I guess.
Point I want to make is that me and my brother were able to tell Hajime Tabata in the flesh how amazing this series has been for us.
Who's Hajime Tabata?
The director of this game.
Oh, is that how you pronounce
Oh,
it?
I see.
Yeah.
I see how this. You
Lovely.
gotta.
Well, for me,
You're sold into this game because you talked to the dude who made it.
Yeah, essentially.
Corrupted youth.
I am corrupted. Thank you for noticing. I got a toy hammer, and it squeaks.
the biggest
Bonk.
thing that makes any of these that
What
makes
is-
Final Fantasy 15 different from any other Final Fantasy is its dedication to real-time combat and interactable physics and that sort of thing. Narratively, it seems like in some ways an attempt to reestablish some of the series' stronger roots because
Ow.
we are seeing the game concerned with childhood trauma, parental issues, and performativity and legacy, as well as a game that is inherent that contextualizes its plot through inherently political constructs. We don't really know all of the particular specifics of that yet, but in the context of, say, Final Fantasy VII, we have the inherently politically charged conflict between a corporation and a group of mercenaries. Not mercenaries, a group of terrorists, essentially.
Ooh.
And in Final Fantasy VIII, we have a band of mercenaries who have been hired to help depose the dictatorial government in the country of Galbadia.
Right. Okay, whatevs.
And then here we have the context of Final Fantasy 15 is that a kingdom, or rather a royal family, has had their kingdom conquered. So the trailers have been using the tagline "Reclaim Your Throne."
So what? You got terrorists to mercenaries to what, libertarians.
The biggest change here is that we are, for the first time in a very long time in a Final Fantasy game, if maybe ever, playing as people assigned as the higher classes of the Earth.
Oh yeah, that's
Which
kind of
is-
weird.
Which is a big change. And even the other characters in the party who we met in episode Doskai, Noctis's friends, are contextualized not just as his friends, but as his royal servants who have.
That's kind of why a lot of
jobs.
these settings are so weird to me. A lot of the settings are weird to me because we actually have like responsibility or position within these spaces and are not an invader. Like, it's totally normal for a fanciful boy to have a weird dream that he's in a giant mansion and he owns this place. He owns
Right.
this space. As opposed to like, there's no other Final Fantasy game that could get away with something like this.
So the idea that's been implied by some of this stuff is that the prince has to become the king, and something that we'll find when we find something.
want to. He
Well,
to be the king.
It's not necessarily that he doesn't want to be king. It's just that he's got issues trying to be the king. Because if there's anything very distinctly Final Fantasy,
Do it. Yeah!
legacy and
Okay, do it again.
legacy and performativity are such huge elements of Final Fantasy as a series, especially as legacy and performativity relate to both gender roles and familial roles, which we'll see come into sharp focus.
Hasn't kept time at all.
Which we'll see come into sharp focus in a few minutes when we get to the second
Sharp
area.
focus. All right, I'm expecting some sharp focus because all I'm seeing is you're collecting dingle bobbles.
Well, the other
You're
thing
just
is-
running around
dingle
touching
bobbles.
dingle bobbles.
Well, the other
I
thing-
don't know what the point is.
We'll find out.
Well, this is just meta text because I mean we're playing as a kid. We're in these big areas that we're meant to literally platform through. Walk.
No.
Interact with physics and jump all over and that sort of thing. So we're seeing an action RPG present itself as a child's platformer.
I feel like
And
I'm
we're
doing work
seeing-
that their QA team should be doing.
Well, it's a free demo, so
I'm just saying, like, I don't know why I'm here.
You're here to keep us company while we geek over this game.
Okay. Oh, nope, it's another time speed up.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh wait, don't forget to find that.
Hit it again.
because don't forget that there's a shimmering sword somewhere in here.
No, it's always the same.
yeah.
That is
Weird.
such a disappointment.
Huh.
Well, all you can do is time only goes in circles.
Time goes in cycles. There.
Just a radical assertion on my part. Oh, time is just circular. It's-
How do you think Doctor Who does it?
Also, wow, there's a lot of bottles of alcohol hanging around here, and I did not notice that the first time.
Is that alcohol?
Uncle Randall. I would
Can
say
you-
Uncle
It's
Randall.
a black bottle with a bottle open top.
Also, the magazines really. I don't think I've really referenced this before. This is modern time.
Yeah.
Look at
it
this.
is.
Look at this furry mag they've got on the front here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that it?
fur-
Oh shit! That's a freaking
it's a cool.
lightning cheetah
Oh,
dog.
that's
cool.
a shit. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
the corals.
Yeah.
No,
Those guys suck.
Yeah. Those look like the Final Fantasy 12 calls.
Also, are there two different fonts on this? Like, this is like a.
Yeah.
they
Oh
actually
god,
worked
there's several
hard.
fonts.
They
Oh, that
did the
says-
whole-
A guide to. I was reading this. A guide to.
are you sleeping or
waxing
something in your dream of all places?
Fendered friends. Okay, I'm done with that.
Also, Carbuncle is
Let's go.
texting you.
Carbuncle's like, dude, like, I'm falling asleep over here.
Seriously, you're supposed to meet me on the table.
The
at
tech
like
demo
3
is
a.m..
this way.
We will take it as we please, Carbuncle. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
The thing is that this is definitely made. I mean, this idea of presenting this like weird platformy thing is a big joke for Final Fantasy fans because it's just because
don't-
it is
What's up?
because it is an action RPG and it is presenting itself in this way, which is foreign to how any of the other Final Fantasy games have previously functioned, and it's presenting childhood through the context of the platformer because the 3D platformer especially is viewed as an inherently childish genre, or rather a genre which is strongly marketed towards children most of the time.
Now,
Think of games like Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, Mario, I don't know, Tasmanian Tiger.
you're just
Crash
making up
Bandicoot.
names over here.
Seriously.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro
2004,
the Dragon.
2004 platformer mascots.
I'm sorry, I was 10 in 2004. I've played all of these.
I had a Blockbuster account. Of course, I played them all.
I had GameFly, thank you very much. I actually did.
Wow.
Okay, here's probably the most props that I can give the
Whoa.
thing that's happening here. And from what I played earlier, because I've gotten a little time to process it, but holy shit, is this going to get over with youth?
Yeah.
This demo
folks,
or-
just how to play this game is going to get over with youth because the buttons make sense when you take yourself out of the when you take yourself out of rooted concepts of what a video game is, like what the last 20 years of video gaming and platforming and action platformer games has become, where it's you touch button and buttons happen. Here, it's holding a button down is like a concept. Mm-hmm. You hold a button down to run. You hold a button down to attack. You hold a button down to defend. That makes so much sense. And it'll make so much more sense to young people.
Yeah.
And people who this might be their first game. Or this might be something new to them.
The
PS4 might be something new to them, even in that regard.
I pointed this out.
It's so much low pressure, so much more low pressure compared to like a Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that is kind of a point I was sort of trying to.
Probably the nicest thing I can say about it, and that kind of is what's getting me excited personally about Final Fantasy 15. I'm just trying to figure out anything that would grip me as like a humanities guy who's looking for some kind of text to work off of, because right now we're just swinging at nightmares in our tech demo.